Today, as you can see, I'm in the kitchen and I'm going to bake a pie. Now I've taken today's recipe from Food Facts for the Kitchen Front, which was produced during the 1940s. And the pie that I'm going to make today is called Lord Woolton pie. So into a large pan, we want to put a pound of potatoes, a pound of swede, which in the United States is called rutabaga, a pound of carrots, and a pound of cauliflower. Now, if you haven't got these, you can use whatever is in season from the allotment. Now into that, we're going to add 3 or 4 chopped spring onions and 1 teaspoon of oatmeal. So we're going to use some water from the tap just to cover it. I'm also going to add 1 teaspoon of vegetable extract. And then we will put that on the boil and cook it for around 10 minutes. So it's gone 10 minutes, but it still needs more time because the cauliflower hasn't even started to go soft yet, unless the plan is that it has a bit of crunch. But we leave it on there for a bit longer and see how we go. I've checked the recipe and that is what the recipe said to do. It just feels like I've done too much. Especially when you think during wartime they were trying to save food. Now I'm putting some more potatoes in to another bowl because it says here, I'll read it to you. Allow to cool, hold on, that's boiling over. This is the biggest pan I've got. Allow to cool, put in a pie dish, sprinkle with chopped parsley and cover with a crust of potato or wheatmeal pastry. So I thought on this occasion, for the first time, I'll go for the easy option. So I'm going to put a crust of potato, which I'm assuming means boiled potatoes, mashed up and sort of piped on top. I haven't got a piping facility, I'll just lay them on with a knife. But it doesn't give any directions on how to do that part. So I might be doing a bit too many potatoes, but it does feel like there's a lot of food here. And it doesn't say how many this would feed. I'm assuming 4, because there is a lot of it. Look at that. But once you've done something the first time, you can then tweak it and do it better next time. So I've taken the potatoes off the boil and mashed them up. And this will be used for the topping. I was getting a bit concerned that I was cooking too much with that wartime attitude of making do with what you've got, and it just seems too much. But I've just looked at a whole host of videos of other people doing similar things and they all said this looks too much or it looks a bit too watery. So what I'm going to do is, because I've only got this as a pie dish, I'm going to make one and then all the other ingredients I'm going to keep and make another one tomorrow. But I don't think they could have done this during the 1940s because their fridges weren't as sophisticated as our fridges are today. But anyway, let's start building it. Just feels so much, I feel like I'm feeding an army. The smell coming off it is rather nice. Now, with a lot of people I've seen make this online, they've added things, and I just want to be as authentic as I can. So I'm going to follow them exactly, and then I will change it in future. Now, the oatmeal didn't seem like there was a lot, so I don't know if we're going to taste it, but I'll show you the water now. It's the cauliflower, I can see that's helping to bulk it up as well. So that's as far as I'm going to go with that. A little bit more. But just look at how much I've got left. Obviously it depends on the size of your pie dish, but there's loads of it. So when I do this again, I won't put as much liquid in. I think I might halve all these ingredients, but maybe that was the idea. Do a big batch and then it will last you a few days. So I'm just going to lay the mashed potato on top. There's a lot of potato in this. I know during the 40s they had a campaign to get people to eat more potatoes, and they called the potato Potato Pete. But there's a lot here. It's a good job we're growing them on the allotment.
Potato Pete, see him coming down the street, shouting his good things to eat. Get your hot potatoes from Potato Pete. Now hear him sing as he goes by. All the kiddies are his cry. Hear him shout, ha ha, eat your hot potatoes, come by, by, by. Have them in the packet, take them home to Ma. Have them in the jacket, or reach and pray you are. You might smell a lot, so don't be late. If you haven't got a penny piece to put it on the plate, I think Potato Pete, Potato Pete. Now he's going down the street, shouting his good things to eat. Get your hot potatoes from Potato Pete. Potatoes, potatoes. Big or small, short or tall, Potato Pete has got them all.
Now, it doesn't give any instructions about the temperature or the timings. It just says put into the oven and bake on a moderate heat until the pastry is nicely browned. So come back in what, 15 minutes? Now, the potatoes that I'm using for this recipe are just the ones that I picked up at the local fruit and veg market. And I picked these because they looked creamy, and they're wonderful, but I don't know the name of them, so I will find out the next time that I go. But there's a nice creamy texture to them, and as you could see from that bowl, nice and fluffy, keeps it all together, but ultimately they taste really beautiful. Stunning. It's not a recipe to do on a day like today because it's about 32 degrees. So I've just dished up the potatoes, and then this is the remainder that I'll use on another occasion. But I've just had an idea. The recipe says best served with gravy. So what I thought I'd do is I would use the juice from the pan in the gravy. Therefore, following the old wartime mantra of not wasting anything. And then the flavour from the vegetables will go back over the meal via the gravy. Quite proud of myself for thinking about that. Here we go then. Let us try it. I have left it for about 20 minutes to cool down, but the smell of it is gorgeous. Now they suggested put in some gravy with it. Obviously you can make this a bit thicker if you want to. Well, I'm not quite sure how to eat this with a fork or a spoon. That gravy is really nice. Let's try again. You can't taste the oats, but you can certainly sense the flavour. I like it. Now, if things like the Swede, the rutabaga, you didn't have in the garden, you could use something else. So I'd call it a bit of a seasonal pie. So whatever you've got, use 2 or 3 of them. So use some carrots, potatoes, peas maybe. I'm going to be eating this for days because I've got loads of it left. What I will do is I'll put the recipe on my website, so if you want to have a go yourself, please do. Now, like I said, it's a bit watery, so next time I think I will half everything so that I don't make as much. But it would certainly be nice after a day on the allotment, especially during the winter. And the topping has a bit of a crunch to it as well. Right, well, I'm going to enjoy this. Thanks for all your get well messages recently, because I haven't been too well. I'm just starting back slowly with some hearty home cooking. This will soon get me up and about. So thanks for all your comments, and I will catch up with you very soon. Bye for now.